Welcome back to Al Chapo Sports, everyone's least favorite sports show where we do the thinking so you don't have to. Today is another episode of NFL Hell, and we are going to get right into it, break down the five worst teams in the NFL today after week 5. So let's just get right on to it. Number 5, we've got the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona lost to the Cincinnati Bengals this week. The Cincinnati Bengals are not a good team. If you watched last week's episode of NFL Hell, you realize that they were in my bottom 5. So to lose to a bottom 5 team, that certainly gets you into the bottom 5. This is not Arizona's first appearance in NFL Hell. In fact, they were also in it last week. They are just not a good team. I don't know how to put it any more bluntly. I mean, every team on this list has a record of 1-4 or worse. So, we are not dealing with the cream of the crop of professional football talent. And I guess the reason Arizona isn't lower is because I guess everyone else is just that much worse than them. So let's move on to number 4 worst team, the New England Patriots. Making their debut in NFL Hell is the Pats. Now, for someone like me who watched all of the Brady dynasty and hated every second of it, it's hard not to like this a little bit, right? It's hard not to just smirk that these guys are in the bottom tier of the NFL today. The Pats lost to New Orleans, and they scored absolutely not even a single point this week. I believe it was the worst loss in the Bill Belichick era. 0 points against New Orleans, who put up quite a few points on them, and New Orleans is just kind of a mid-tier team. So for them to get shut out completely, it's a bad look. Mac Jones is increasingly looking like he is not that guy. Other quarterbacks are getting reps. It's not looking good for Mr. Jones or the Pats. Which I do as much as I dislike the Patriots and am happy to see them not do so great, I do feel bad for Mac Jones. I never like to see a quarterback's career start to end. You can kind of tell we're on the decline of Mac Jones. He had a good season here and there. He has some talent, obviously, but it's just not working. And I don't know if that's a him problem, a staffing problem, coaching problem, a weapons problem, an O-line problem. It's a little bit of all of it, right? So we'll have to see how things shake out for Mr. Jones. But for the Patriots, I'm happy to see them be in hell with you all today. Anyway, moving on to number 3. Number 3 worst team is the New York Giants. A familiar face indeed here in NFL Hell. They lost to the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins are one of the best teams in the NFL. There's no way around that. So we all could have predicted this. We all knew the Giants, one of the worst teams, were going to lose to the Dolphins, one of the best teams. The reason, so normally that's not something I would penalize very harshly for my rankings, but why I am punishing the New York Giants is because this is their 3rd straight loss. I believe they have the longest losing streak actively in the NFL. So, well, except for one. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's not looking good. Everyone in the Giants division is better than them, if not by like a little, like in Washington's case, by astronomical leaps and bounds, like in Philadelphia's case. There is no easy route for New York right now. They are in the bottom of the barrel. Their fans, I can't imagine how low they are feeling, how far this team has fallen, even from only a season ago. where they made the playoffs and got a playoff win. But moving on to our second worst team in the NFL, we have the Broncos back again after a loss to the Aaron Rodgers-less Jets. The Jets without Aaron Rodgers are not a good team. They're not a good team at all. Zach Wilson is not a great quarterback. There's talks all over about Kirk Cousins being traded to the Jets just so the Jets can scrap something together of their season because they know they can't do it with Zach Wilson. And yet, the Broncos lose to these Jets. The Broncos' sole win was against, oh my goodness, thanks producer. Our little furry producer friend just had to go and make a lot of noise. What was I saying? The Broncos, their only win was against the Chicago Bears, who are also a terrible team. Well, now I just spoiled the whole fucking video. Not that that was a surprise. The Broncos' sole victory was against the Chicago Bears, who avoided NFL hell this week by getting a win against the Washington football, whatever they are now. So yeah, congrats Bears on getting out of NFL hell. You guys put on a dominant performance, so you earned it. You're still like number 6 worse, but anyway. We're not talking about the Bears, we're talking about the Broncos. There's nothing going right for these guys. Their sole win is against one of the worst teams in the NFL, and all their other losses are pretty bad. They've got all the pieces. They've got a talented quarterback. I mean, he's not playing great, but he's a talented quarterback. They've got a well-respected head coach. They have all the pieces that make a successful football team, but none of them fit together. And that is the Broncos' problem. So, second worst, well-deserved. As my lovely feline producer so inconsiderately spoiled, the worst team in the NFL today, the bottom tier of NFL hell, is the Panthers. They have not won a single game this year. They are 0-5, and they lost to the Lions. Now, the Lions are one of the best teams in the NFL, so it's not surprising that they lost. It's just the fact that they've lost 5 in a row. You almost have to be so bad that you're actively trying to lose when you've lost 5 in a row and you haven't won a single game all season. There is no path upward for the Panthers. Even in the weakest division of football, they are the worst of the worst. So, that's it, guys. Those are the 5 teams who I have declared to be in the 5 circles of NFL hell. Comment down below. Tell me who you think the worst 5 are. Would you throw in the Bears? Would you throw in the Vikings? Would you throw in the Bengals? Let me know down below in the comments. Like this video, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys next time.